Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you my PowerMac G3 blue and white because I have wanted one of these for a very long time and I just recently finally got one. And yeah, so I paid $111 from this on eBay and came all the way from across the United States where I am. You can see sadly it does have a lot of damage to the feet and the side door is cracked. But honestly, this was the cheapest one, and I really just wanted a blue and white. And I did crack it more by accident, since this has been in my possession. So you can see it's actually. Hold on, I just need to push it up. All right, there we go. It's a little bit better. It will catch right here too, occasionally on the door when I'm opening and closing it. So I have to be careful. But anyways, aside from that. It did come with a broken CD-ROM drive, but I replaced that, but we'll get to that. Anyways, I got this from eBay, and it actually turned out to be a Macintosh server G3. I don't really know what the difference is, but it's a 400 megahertz. I believe it's a revision 1. I don't really know how to tell, but I have been having problems with the IDE controller, specifically using Maxter 120 gigabyte Ultra 133 hard drives. I heard that apparently these don't work, like especially the Rev A boards or Revision 1 boards don't play nicely with 120 gigabyte drives and like newer hard drives in general. So I just took that out and I replaced it with. Actually, this came out of a Lisi Quadra D2 Firewire 400 hard drive. It was manufactured in '02. It's a Desk Star. It is 120 gigabyte, but it does work with the IDE controller, as far as I can tell. For some reason, though, it did not want to install any updates on OS X 10.4.11 Tiger. So right now it's running 10.2.8 and it works fine, and OS 9 also works fine. So I just won't run Tiger on this machine. And like I said, I did replace the CD-ROM drive. I replaced the pram battery right here. If anyone's wondering, they're just on Amazon. They come in a pack of 5 for $15 with like free overnight shipping. It came with 256 megabytes of RAM. That is the Apple branded RAM, and I believe that's the stock RAM. Sorry. I replaced the CPU. The GPU does not have a heatsink, so that's fine. I took apart the power supply, cleaned it out. Basically just, freshened it up. So I'm gonna try to close this here one-handed. You can see it's kind of getting caught on my foot, but let's look at that. The door doesn't really latch either. Like, it'll just fall open if I pull it. But along the back, everyone's pretty familiar with this. It's got a Delta power supply, 2 Firewire, which is on a like PCI daughter card, I think. ADB, which is awesome. Ethernet, USB 1.1, microphone. 3.5 millimeter aux, and VGA right here. You can see the specs right here. It says 400 megahertz, 1 meg cache, 256 megabytes RAM, so that was the stock. But it says 2x 9 gigabyte Ultra 2 SCSI. So originally this came with SCSI card, which would explain the empty slot here, and 2 SCSI hard drives, but that was probably pulled and sold separately before selling. So let's go ahead and power on blue and white. For now, it's only got OS X 10.2.8 installed. I hope to dual boot it with Leopard, or I mean not Leopard, OS 9, but I don't know. I don't know how well that's gonna work with OS X. It was already like kind of a challenge to get this on, I'd say. Finding a compatible hard disk, and the first time I tried rebooting after installing the 10.2.8 combo, I got like a weird gray screen, and I believe if I add 256 megabytes more of RAM, it could just be faulty RAM again, but I think it'll just kernel panic or do some really weird things, like just a black box the size of a kernel panic message, or like it'll boot into OS X and constantly cycle through that screen right before this, where it's just like shades of blue. I don't know, it's really weird. It really seems like memory corruptions or memory faults. And if you guys know anything about programming, like, yeah. Anyways, it's working, so 10.2.8, 256 meg, 400 megahertz T3. Oh, the system profile here. So yeah, I have another partition for OS 9, so it's got a 100 megahertz bus. You can see the 1 megabyte of cache. There's our RAM showing up correctly. Yeah. And let's see, 56 gigabytes, 57, so like 120 gigs. So yeah, that's my PowerMac G3 blue and white. Let me know if you want to see any more videos about my PowerMacs. I got a ton.